just replacing all of the halyard lines today. You can see this is the core and the outer core totally separated. This is on the spinnaker pole halyard, or the whisker pole. This is my main halyard again, core separated from the outside. I don't know if you can see that up there, it's getting a little late. Core is exposed all the way up, it's like that. This latter half isn't too bad on the main. And then my jib halyard comes out here, it's very stained. This part of the rope isn't terrible. It settles. Not too terrible. I can reuse that for my sheets or something. I couldn't afford for new sheet ropes and halyard lines, but I got all 3 halyard lines. This smaller one, all white, only goes about halfway up the mast. And that's for, like I said, the spinnaker pole. So I just ran that through. Trying to save some money. Try to get this stuff up while I don't have the rigger here. Not because I want to do it without him, but just because hourly wages add up rather quickly on this type of thing. So that's where I'm at. 1 down, 2 to go. Did the easy one first. I'm gonna put the phone down and stow all this away, cleat it off. And I actually need to tie this back to the front because this is temporarily holding the mast up, similar to that jib halyard there. You can see the condition of it. It's just time for new ones. So I'm gonna tie this back off, cleat it down so it can hold this. Tomorrow I get the new forestay in. It's gonna go through the furler pole, the furler, the drum, and that's the track for the jib. And that'll be all upgraded and redone. I say upgraded, completely replaced because I broke it. I'll get some pictures and videos of that. For now, I just threw a running bowline on there. He's gonna splice it, splice an eye into it, put this connector back on there for me. But for now, that'll work. What a wonderful sunset we had. Very bright glow. The phone doesn't quite break it up. Quickly running out of daylight here, so show you what I'm working with. Here's our new main halyard line. And here's the other end. I don't know how to splice rope yet, so I've got some white electrical tape. Ran about 50 times. And I meant to pull it out of that, but it's gonna have to go through it, so I'll push it through there. And it hits that pulley and goes straight to the top of the mast. I'm gonna pull on the other end because I've got this end here is where I'm gonna pull because I need this, but I'm gonna have them splice it on instead of tie it on later, and the knot won't fit through the system. So the other end is just that. So as I pull this, it will start going. I'll feed it the best I can and hope that that doesn't separate at the worst point possible. Okay, quick little update. That was a pretty critical mistake I made. I'm having to put a lot of strain on this tape, pulling it to get past where the end of the rope's burned, you know, for like that. It's a little bit fatter. And now the tape build up, all the wraps, makes it even fatter. And I really don't want to have to retape that again, so I'm gonna try to wiggle it through. But I can already feel a little bit of separation between the 2 ropes from pulling it so hard. Really shouldn't have to pull it that hard once I get it fed through the system. But I should have paid a little more attention. So she's an old boat, so needs a couple odds and ends. You can see that's a little loose in the deck. Hopefully I can tighten up that hardware tomorrow and things will be better on that, but if not, it's just one more little thing to repair. Doing this certainly isn't helping, so. Won't make that mistake twice, that's for sure. Won't make that mistake twice. I wanted the ropes to stay end to end, but there's a separation there now. It should be fine. I think I have enough wraps of electrical tape here that it'll be strong enough to pull itself through. Worst case scenario, it doesn't. It separates at the top of the mast where I cannot retrieve it. That would be bad. So, hopefully we'll do a couple extra wraps for good luck, and it'll pull right through. That's all we can hope for. That music you hear, I don't know if you can hear it, that is Renegades on the river here in Fruitland, Georgetown area on the St. John's, just about, I don't know, 5 miles north of Lake George, Big Lake George. We're actually in between Little Lake George and Lake George. So, kind of a touristy spot, a lot of RV spots and stuff. Pretty much a ghost town restaurant during the week. And then on the weekends, they've got live music Thursday through Monday, or Thursday through Sunday, I'm sorry. All right, everything's ready to go. So, pull this down here for a better angle. Kind of help that go through a little, hopefully. Oh, off to a good start. See, this rope is very, very old. It doesn't even look like a rope anymore. So far, so good. It's going through real smooth. Uh-oh. Oh, I think we made it through. We did. Thank goodness. Awesome. Oops. Let's see. So I am sure this video is extremely shaky. Wow, that pulls through so much easier. Voila, we got it. It actually held together exceptionally well. The snag was probably where I put those cuts and had the tape all jacked up. Cool. We're gonna be climbing on this halyard line tomorrow, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull it out of that bend radius point, or whatever you want to call it. That redirect. That way we're not side loading it or anything, and just run straight through the boom and cleat it off. So there you got that. I got plenty of rope here to reach back to the cockpit. More than enough to connect to the sail. Wonderful. 2 down, 1 to go. Want to see something crazy? Can you believe that that even held a sail under tension? Look at that. That's all that holds this anymore. This is pretty much what it used to look like. And then the sun and weather got to it, shrunk in some spots, expanded in others. The core separated, and then the core separated. I mean, look at that. You shouldn't be able to kink that rope like that. It's not even rope anymore, it's shoestring. So, I'm very fortunate that when that forestay broke, nothing else broke. And that the boom didn't fall on my head. Alright. These mosquitoes are so bad, they're like tearing me up. I haven't decided if I'm gonna do the jib halyard yet. I might wait till tomorrow. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and get it done. I don't have anything else to do except get eaten alive, so might light a cigarette. Maybe that'll help. But let's go ahead and pull that out of the brake, off of the winch. This time we will not make this mistake twice. Out of the block. And the redirect. I don't know what those are actually called, but that's what I'm calling them. Seamlessly. A little bit of a bump there, but that should pull right through. All right, let's try it. Take all of our rope. Step back on. And lay it here so it can kind of flake into there naturally the way it wants to without doing that, hopefully. But we will see. That's what we don't want. I'll come up to the front. Unhook here. See, these are all tied on. The rigger's gonna help me when we fix the forestay and stuff tomorrow, and the roller further. Get rid of all that, and it's gonna be, he's gonna, I'm sorry, I'm a brain fart. Splice it on, like a spliced or sewn eye, so that would be great. Almost dropped my phone in the river. I'm just watching where that's feeding in as I'm pulling it all down. Like I said, we don't necessarily want that. No, that was a little bit of pressure, but it's all good now. Smooth sailing. Get it? Now this one is going to come out the front side of the boom. I mean the mast. Which will come up here to the top of the bottom of the forestay, ultimately landing at the top of the forestay, which is the cable that runs there that I broke. Okay. Had a little bit of a jam, but it came right through, so looks like we made it. Yep, we made it. Very fortunate. Now we got a mess here. Like always, pull it back through a little, untangle. Give it a little shake. Personally, this is why I don't coil ropes. From years of tree work, I've learned that if you flake a rope, which is literally letting it lay in a bag or in a pile where it wants to lay, the way it wants to lay, it doesn't do this. It looks like a mess, but it's actually not a mess. Coiling that up all looks neat and stuff, but at the end of the day, this happens a lot. So, it made it. Here we go. So just like that, we got all three of our halyards replaced without climbing the mast and without splicing them together or having any knowledge of another way to do it, I guess. So, cool. Let me clean this up and put the ropes down for the night and get back to you. All right, one more thing I need to do is take this halyard for the jib. Oh, got it wrapped around the cleat. Lovely. And tie it back off up here somewhere, anywhere. Running bowling. Get it untangled again off of everything. All right, so since we don't have a forestay, we're gonna want to come back here and put some pressure on that. Boom, baby. So let me see, what can I do? I guess I'm gonna run it back to the winch because that's kind of a safety thing to keep the the mast standing for now. Always a wrap somewhere, huh? Jeez. Once I get it all straightened out, those all should come out indefinitely. But right now, it's not wanting to. It's the last one, and I'm sure it'll turn into another one. And turn into another one. Perfect. See, now the rope can run straight and it'll kind of untwist on its own. Alright, so you can see if I let loose, that line goes slack. If I pull on it, it kind of tightens up. So we'll come here, one wrap, two wraps, pull it tight by hand. This is the rope stop here. Get that there. Those have springs in them. They kind of bite the rope. You can't pull it back out. So I'm gonna try to set the phone, I guess, between my legs. Sorry. Get some good pressure on that. Lock it off, and then for safe measures, I'm going to come back here because of that right there. I think this one's going to need replaced. Oh, maybe not. Make sure everything's tight. Ugh. Back in the rope lock, and then I'm going to cleat it off here. And you see I still got these little kinks in the rope, so I'll do that and try to untwist it real quick. I got some room back here in the cockpit. See how they're all catching up to each other? Voila. No more kinky ropes. Can't say we don't like them kinky, but not always. So, now I'm just gonna take this excess. Let's see, go here. Boom, right back to saying what I didn't like doing. And just drape it over that for now. At least it's a little bit neater. That's locked off there, that's not gonna pull. That's locked off there, and it's wrapped there with pretty good tension. So, just kind of walk through and double check everything. That's the main halyard to there. Got a little bit of slack, we don't need all that, so that'll be even more rope here. That'll get redirected where we had an issue, then to the pulley, then through another redirect to the winch when you need it, off the winch when you don't. And when we have three locks here, one is for our main our main halyard. You can winch it, get it tight, lock it in, boom. The other is for the roller furler, and the other, I couldn't tell you. I guess for the jib. That's exactly what it's for. It's for the jib. I'm not the jib. I always say that. The main halyard, the roller furler, and the spinnaker or whisker pole. Ta-da! One day I'll get it all figured out. So, everything's kind of neat. A lot of footprints everywhere because this dock is extremely dirty. But, yeah, so we're done for the night. He's all done for the night. That's my other baby. I've had that boat for 7.5 years. It's been great. Little walk around cuddy cabin, 23 feet. 200 two-stroke on it, so cost a lot of freaking money to run that thing in gas alone. But when I get back to the house and some better lighting, I'll show you the actual condition of these three. Alright, we are back to the house. So, see if I can. Oh, that one went nicer. This is the spinnaker pole one. Again, core separated. Years of moss growth and pollen and stuff. It's funny, this part's super stiff. And of course this is extremely loose. But that's what they'll all look like when they're spliced together tomorrow. I'll save these 3 clips, one off of each one, and won't have any more knots. This one was the jib. It wasn't as bad, but again, there's the core, there's the outer. Some parts are really dirty, the parts that were stowed away in the boom. More moss growth. And then the parts that were out in the sun are actually really not in bad shape. I might be able to use these as sheet lines. It's the only thing I haven't replaced yet, is sheets on the Genoa. And this one, I don't know. I gotta lay it out and see. It's almost like you're looking at 3 different ropes. This one's all shriveled up and hard as a rock. This looks almost new. And then these just look used. And that looks abused. Crazy to think that that held my sail up. I was very anxious and excited, so I couldn't wait to go.